Electrical panels are not officially rated for or against the use of tandem breakers. The National Electrical Code, referred to as NEC, and Underwriters Laboratories, referred to as UL, do not have specific requirements regarding tandem breaker usage in panels. However, panel manufacturers may provide specific recommendations regarding the use of tandem breakers in their panels. These recommendations should be followed to ensure compliance with the manufacturer's warranty and to prevent any potential safety issues. In general, tandem breakers can be used in panels that meet the following criteria. Firstly, the panel has sufficient space for the tandem breakers to fit properly without overcrowding. Secondly, the panel has adequate heat dissipation capabilities to handle the increased load of tandem breakers. And thirdly, the panel has the necessary bus bars and terminals to support tandem breakers. While cost may influence the decision to use tandem breakers, it should not be the primary factor. Tandem breakers are generally more expensive than single-pole breakers, but they can save space in the panel and reduce the need for additional panels. The age of the panel may not be a factor in determining whether it can accommodate tandem breakers. However, older panels may have limitations on the number of tandem breakers that can be installed due to space or heat dissipation considerations. To elaborate, electrical panels, also known as load centers or breaker boxes, are critical components of any electrical system. They serve as the distribution point for electrical power, dividing the incoming electricity into multiple circuits that supply power to various parts of a building. Circuit breakers, which are installed in the panel, protect these circuits from overloads and short circuits by interrupting the flow of electricity when a fault is detected. Tandem breakers, also known as double stuff or half-size breakers, are designed to allow two circuits to be installed in the space normally occupied by a single standard breaker. This can be useful in situations where space in the electrical panel is limited, and there is a need to add more circuits. Now let's delve into the core points. The NEC is a comprehensive set of standards and guidelines for electrical installations in the United States. It is updated every 3 years and serves as the basis for most state and local electrical codes. UL is a global safety certification company that tests and certifies products to ensure they meet certain safety standards. While the NEC and UL set general standards for electrical panels and circuit breakers, they do not specifically address the use of tandem breakers. This means that there is no explicit prohibition against using tandem breakers in electrical panels, but it also means that there is no guarantee that a particular panel is suitable for use with tandem breakers. Panel manufacturers, on the other hand, often provide specific recommendations regarding the use of tandem breakers in their panels. These recommendations are typically found in the panel's documentation, such as the installation manual or the product label. The manufacturer's recommendations may specify the types of breakers that are approved for use in the panel, the maximum number of tandem breakers that can be installed, and any other relevant information. Following the manufacturer's recommendations is crucial for several reasons. Firstly, it ensures compliance with the manufacturer's warranty. Using unapproved breakers or exceeding the maximum number of tandem breakers can void the warranty, leaving the owner responsible for any repairs or replacements. Secondly, it helps to prevent potential safety issues. Using tandem breakers in a panel that is not designed for them can lead to overcrowding, overheating, and other problems that can increase the risk of electrical fires or other hazards. When determining whether a panel is suitable for use with tandem breakers, there are several factors to consider. Firstly, the panel must have sufficient space for the tandem breakers to fit properly without overcrowding. Tandem breakers are typically narrower than standard breakers, but they still require a certain amount of space to be installed safely. If the panel is already crowded with existing breakers, adding tandem breakers may make it difficult to access and maintain the wiring. Secondly, the panel must have adequate heat dissipation capabilities to handle the increased load of tandem breakers. When two circuits are combined on a single tandem breaker, the amount of current flowing through that breaker can be higher than that of a standard breaker. This can generate more heat, which can damage the breaker and the panel if it is not properly dissipated. Thirdly, the panel must have the necessary bus bars and terminals to support tandem breakers. Bus bars are the conductive strips inside the panel that distribute electricity to the breakers. Terminals are the points where the wires are connected to the breakers and the bus bars. If the panel does not have enough bus bars or terminals to accommodate the additional circuits, it may not be suitable for use with tandem breakers. Financial considerations can also play a role in the decision to use tandem breakers. Tandem breakers are generally more expensive than single-pole breakers, but they can save space in the panel and reduce the need for additional panels. In some cases, it may be more cost-effective to use tandem breakers than to install a new, larger panel. However, cost should not be the primary factor in this decision. Safety and compliance with the manufacturer's recommendations should always be the top priorities. The age of the panel may not be a significant factor in determining whether it can accommodate tandem breakers. However, older panels may have limitations on the number of tandem breakers that can be installed due to space or heat dissipation considerations. Older panels may also have outdated wiring and components that are not compatible with modern tandem breakers. It is important to inspect the panel carefully and consult with a qualified electrician before installing tandem breakers in an older panel. To further clarify some technical aspects, let's discuss breaker types, panel compatibility, and safety standards in more detail. Firstly, different types of breakers exist to serve various purposes. Standard single-pole breakers protect individual circuits and typically handle 120 volts. Double-pole breakers protect circuits that require 240 volts, such as those for large appliances like dryers and air conditioners. Ground fault circuit interrupter breakers, or GFCI breakers, are designed to protect against electrical shock by detecting ground faults. Arc fault circuit interrupter breakers, or RFSI breakers, protect against electrical fires caused by arcing faults. Tandem breakers, as mentioned earlier, allow two circuits to be placed in a single breaker slot, but they must be used in panels specifically designed to accept them. Secondly, panel compatibility is crucial. The electrical panels are designed with specific limitations regarding the types and number of breakers they can accommodate. These limitations are determined by factors such as the panel's physical size, the configuration of its bus bars, and its thermal management capabilities. Exceeding these limitations can lead to dangerous conditions, including overheating and potential electrical fires. Panels that are designed to accept tandem breakers will have specific slots or spaces that are designed to accommodate the narrower tandem breakers. These slots will typically be identified in the panel's labeling or documentation. Thirdly, safety standards and certifications ensure that electrical equipment meets certain minimum safety requirements. Organizations like UL and the Canadian Standards Association, referred to as CSA, test and certify electrical panels and breakers to ensure they comply with these standards. These certifications indicate that the equipment has been evaluated and meets the necessary safety requirements for its intended use. Now let's talk about how to determine if a panel is rated for tandem breakers. Firstly, check the panel's labeling and documentation. The panel's labeling, which is typically found on the inside of the panel door, will provide information about the panel's voltage and amperage ratings, as well as the types of breakers that are approved for use in the panel. The panel's documentation, such as the installation manual, may provide more detailed information about the use of tandem breakers. Secondly, consult the panel manufacturer. If you are unsure whether a panel is rated for tandem breakers, contact the panel manufacturer directly. The manufacturer can provide specific recommendations and guidance based on the panel's model number and other specifications. Thirdly, inspect the panel's bus bar configuration. Panels that are designed to accept tandem breakers will typically have a different bus bar configuration than panels that are not designed for tandem breakers. Bus bars in a tandem breaker compatible panel will have notches or slots that allow the tandem breakers to be securely installed. To emphasize the importance of electrical safety, let's review essential safety practices. Firstly, always de-energize circuits before working on them. Turn off the breaker that supplies power to the circuit you will be working on, and then test the circuit with a voltage tester to ensure that it is de-energized. Secondly, wear appropriate personal protective equipment, or PPE. This may include safety glasses, gloves, and insulated tools. Thirdly, follow the NEC guidelines and local electrical codes. These codes provide detailed instructions on how to safely install and maintain electrical systems. Fourthly, if you are not comfortable working on electrical systems, hire a qualified electrician. Working with electricity can be dangerous, and it is always best to leave complex or potentially hazardous tasks to a professional. Let's consider the practical implications of using tandem breakers. Tandem breakers can be particularly useful in older homes where the electrical panel may be undersized for the current electrical demands. By using tandem breakers, it may be possible to add additional circuits without having to replace the entire panel. However, it is important to ensure that the panel is in good condition and that it can safely accommodate the additional load. In new construction, it is generally best to install a panel that is large enough to accommodate all of the anticipated electrical needs. This will avoid the need to use tandem breakers in the future and will provide more flexibility for future expansion. Ultimately, the decision of whether to use tandem breakers should be based on a careful assessment of the electrical panel, the electrical load, and the applicable safety codes and regulations. It is always best to consult with a qualified electrician to ensure that the electrical system is safe and compliant. Consider specific scenarios where tandem breakers might be considered. Firstly, adding a new appliance. If you are adding a new appliance that requires its own dedicated circuit, such as a microwave or a dishwasher, a tandem breaker can be used to create a new circuit without taking up additional space in the panel. Secondly, separating existing circuits. If you have multiple outlets or lights on a single circuit, and you want to separate them onto different circuits to prevent overloading, tandem breakers can be used to create new circuits for each outlet or light. Thirdly, accommodating home renovations. During home renovations, you may need to add new circuits for new lighting, outlets, or appliances. Tandem breakers can be used to add these circuits without having to replace the entire electrical panel. Let's discuss common mistakes to avoid when working with electrical panels and breakers. Firstly, overloading circuits. Overloading a circuit can cause the breaker to trip frequently, and it can also damage the wiring and appliances on the circuit. It is important to ensure that the total load on a circuit does not exceed the breaker's amperage rating. Secondly, using the wrong type of breaker. Using the wrong type of breaker can create a safety hazard and can damage the electrical panel. It is important to use the correct type of breaker for each circuit as specified by the NEC and the panel manufacturer. Thirdly, neglecting maintenance. Electrical panels and breakers should be inspected regularly for signs of damage or wear. Loose connections, corroded wires, and damaged breakers should be repaired or replaced promptly. It's also good to review key takeaways. Firstly, electrical panels are not officially rated for or against the use of tandem breakers by the NEC or UL. Secondly, panel manufacturers provide recommendations on tandem breaker usage, which should be followed. Thirdly, tandem breakers should only be used in panels with sufficient space, heat dissipation, and proper bus bars. Fourthly, cost should not be the primary factor when deciding whether to use tandem breakers. Fifthly, older panels may have limitations on the number of tandem breakers that can be installed. By understanding these points and following safety guidelines, one can make informed decisions about the use of tandem breakers in electrical systems.